everyone, my name is Christy. Welcome to my corner. Thanks for joining me today for Flosstube 106. Yeah, I just checked. I think it's 106. It's been 4 weeks. It's been 4 weeks. This is probably the longest I've ever gone without filming a Flosstube. I kept meaning to do it, and then I wanted to stitch, or I didn't feel like it, or any number of things. I was tired. So I have a life update at the end. I mean, not like an extraordinary life update, just a life update. Just sort of like what's been happening for the past month. Because I've also been pretty low-key on Instagram as well. And I'll talk about that too. But I have been stitching. So a lot of the time when I was like, I'm going to go film a Flosstube, instead I would kind of sit down and just start stitching. And especially in May, I've been doing a ton of stitching. In fact, I only didn't stitch one day in May. Which, considering my stitchy bug had sort of, I was going to say flown the coop, but that's a different metaphor, had been squished. My stitchy bug hit the windshield and splatted. So I have 3 fully finished objects. I have 2 works in progress, one of which is a new start. And then we'll talk about the rest of my May plans, because May is a stitchy holiday. But before we get to any of that, I want to welcome my new subscribers. Thank you so much for joining me on my crafty and artistic adventures. Welcome back to all my friends who've been hanging out with me for however long you've been with me. I really appreciate you sticking with me, even during my lulls. I appreciate it very much. It's been great to get to know you in the comments here on YouTube and also on Instagram. And if you're not following me on Instagram, you can find me in 2 places, one of which is, well, generally active, although not lately. One of which is less active. Actually, Dr._Christy, I'll put them both right here, is sort of my main personal account that actually sees some action. And the spoolery is my homage to vintage wooden spools, which I have not posted on since like October. But I still talk about it because I always plan on posting on it. I also am one of the 3 moderators for the Stitchers Collective account, and that's kind of where all of my Instagram energy has gone. I'll talk about that later, but you can find that on Instagram at the Stitchers Collective if you want to see what a whole bunch of designers are doing. I think we're up to like 95 designers are part of this collective, so that's pretty cool. This is a channel about embroidery and cross-stitch, other textile crafts, and history and the history of all those things. So if any of that is interesting to you and you're not subscribed, I'd love to have you subscribe and stick around. I also want to thank my patrons. I do have a Patreon that is both history and stitching related. And if you're interested in having a say in what I'm designing, if you're interested in knowing more about, you know, like having your own sort of pocket historian who posts twice a month on history things, and if you want sneak peeks of the things that I'm designing, you should check out my Patreon. The link is down below. And so thank you to my patrons for supporting me in the things I've been doing. I have been active on Patreon. I'm just not so active on YouTube. I'm very excited because I have things to show you. All the things to show you. So I'm going to go from least exciting to most exciting. As many of you know, those of you who've been with me for a while know, I'm kind of into mending things, like visible mending. Every once in a while, I kind of go through a wardrobe refresh shopping spree, and I sort of find things on clearance online because I'm a fat lady, as there aren't a lot of fat lady stores around here. So I find things online on clearance, and often they don't work. They have to be adjusted. So I got this denim dress that had big puffy sleeves. And this is like a denim jacket dress. It's like the same fabric as a denim jacket. So imagine a super large puff sleeve denim jacket as a dress. I looked like Henry VIII. Like I looked like a big square, and I never wore it. So I took the sleeves off and made it into a sleeveless, essentially like a sleeveless denim jumper in the American sense of the word jumper. But I was going to finish I didn't know what I wanted to do with this. So I decided to do an embroidery stitch. This is a fly stitch, and it basically looks like maybe it's a feather stitch. I think it's called a fly stitch. But what this did was it made it look pretty. So you can see here, it made it look pretty. And it also, I have a serger, but I don't know how to use it. Although I don't have an overlock machine. This would be overlock. But it also like will prevent it from fraying more because of the way that it's stitched on the inside. So this was just a really nice mindless thing that I was able to do, but it's a fully finished object. It's a fully finished mend. And now I can wear it with like a tank top or like a t-shirt or something, like, you know, in the summer for cash. And then I can wear it to work with a nice, I don't know, blouse with like a tie at the front. It'll look super cute. So this is, it's just a kind of a normal knee length jumper. That is fully finished object number 1. My second fully finished object is a mixed media piece that it's in a frame, so I hope that I can, like the glare isn't too much. But my local arts council had an applique class, a mixed media art class. Basically, it was applique batik fabrics layered in the shape of birds. And here is my finished object. There we go. I think that'll work. So I have different birds. You can see all of the mess, but I have different birds. So the bodies and eyes and wings and stuff are all fabric that are appliqued on using adhesive. Here's what it looks like without all the rest of the doodads. But then I decided to embroider feet and legs and branches and a little whoop-de-whoop on that middle guy's head. And this guy gets a little thread nest right here and little branches. So anyway, I'm super thrilled. Love it. It lives in my office. Here's a picture of it without glare. Sorry about all the glare, but I love this so much. It lives in my office. I think it's adorable. I'm going to do a tutorial on how to do this because it was simple. I did the fabric part of this in 2 hours, start to finish, 2 hours. Now, the fabric was already cut into little squares and measured. The birds were already sketched out. So like there was prep work, obviously, but super simple. My third fully finished object is on, so I showed this bag, I think. This was a gift from a stitchy friend of mine. And it has places to embroider, cross stitch. It has holes in it. And I've seen other people use these as well since I got this. But I embroidered a little dino scene on it. So these 2 dinos are from my knick-knack expansion pack. And so I put them on. If I can find a picture of them alone, I'll put that here. And then I decided to do a full coverage. And so I put a little volcano in the background. And I did this whole kind of front here. And this is RAWR, R-A-W-R. But it's really hard to see. And I tried outlining it in orange. And that didn't seem to do the trick. So I might need to outline it in, again, in white. I don't know. But I thought that was super cute. So I have a Brontosaurus here and a Triceratops here. And like I said, you can find these and other knickknacks if you want to stitch kind of small things. I have a lot of knickknacks in my 2 knickknack expansion packs. They can be used for bookmarks, cards, jewelry, you know, whatever. So that's my other fully finished object. And you can find my knickknack expansion packs in the description, in the link in my Etsy shop, which is down below in the description box. So those are my fully finished objects, which is super duper exciting. It just felt really good. It feels really good to have something to show you. I feel like I haven't had much to show you lately. So it feels really good to have something to show you. But now let's talk about what I've been working on for the past 4 weeks. So the last 2 weeks in April, I don't think I stitched hardly anything. I just don't think I did. I was tired. Oh, that's not true. I stitched this. I stitched this in the last 2 weeks in April. So my plan was for May would be medieval May, where I would stitch medieval things. The first week in May, I would stitch my Heaven and Earth design. The second week in May, I would start a blackwork design of a medieval maiden. The third week in May, I would work on my Hildegard of Bingen's Cosmic Egg embroidery piece. And the fourth week in May, I would start Roz Clark Crafts Elephantine. And then the fifth week is like a half week. And I was gonna do my Nuns Harvesting Phalluses, and then I had another idea, which I don't remember at the moment. So if I remember what that other idea was, I will decide. But for now, it looks like it's going to be my Nuns Harvesting Phalluses. There's something happening outside. I don't know what it is. So week 1, as I said, was my Heaven and Earth design, Lady and the Unicorn. Now, for 6 of the 7 days, I actually recorded how many stitches I did in that day. One day I did not. So I don't remember the exact number because I didn't write it down, but I will put it right here, plus like 150 or so, because I don't think I stitched very much that one day, but I just forgot to record my number of stitches. So this is where it was before, at the beginning of the month. And I think you'll actually see a difference, which is kind of exciting. And here is where I am now. So what I worked on was I did a little bit down here in this corner, but I really focused right here. I was looking at that picture that I took, and this was just looking completely bare, and I hated it. I hated how unbalanced it looked. It looked like this was, I don't know, it looked like it was going to break apart, which is stupid, of course, but that's what it felt like to me. Oh, I also put a little bit in the trunk here too. So, but mostly I focused on this section. But I feel like you can actually tell the difference, and that's exciting. So this is my Heaven and Earth design, Lady and the Unicorn stitch, which I plan on picking up again at the end of May or in June. I do want to, get cracking on this. I'm almost at 17%, which is very exciting. So that was my stitching in the first week, and I was completely monogamous on this stitch for the first week in May. Monday to Monday, I did this. There was a bit of a change of plans because I was planning on starting this piece, this blackwork piece by Moss Creek Designs, which is Blackwork 2 Medieval Maiden. And I wanted to do her in this sort of royal blue, and this is in royal blue. Yeah, so I wanted to do it in the kind of the same colors here, royal blue and gold. I could not, when I want to do it in silk, I couldn't find one. I couldn't find blue silk that I liked in my stash. I have like light blue and navy blue, but not that sort of royal blue. I think I found one. Hold on, let me go get it. I think that this is as close as I'm gonna get. I think that's as close as I'm gonna get with what I have, because I don't want to buy new stuff, because I have enough stuff. I have enough stuff. So this is DeVere Yarns silk in navy, but here, I'll put this on the back. I don't know if that helps. But it's very fine. It's a 6-weight silk, which is like the finest that they do in DeVere Yarns. So I'll have to have like I'll have to use like 4 strands of it or something like that, which is fine. And then I also need to find a nice white linen, which I don't think I have at the moment. Or even a nice white, I might have a nice white even weave. I'll have to see what I have, because I do really like the blue and white situation here. Anyway, needless to say, I didn't start this. So instead, I'm trading that with my Elephantine from Roz Clark Crafts. So I'll link to her Flosstube down below, and she has links to all of her stuff on her Flosstube. But Roz Clark Crafts designed this pattern called Elephantine, which is medieval depictions of elephants, and they are hilarious. So I changed the colors. Oh, I'm keeping it in this bag. This is a project bag for this project because I stitch in hand, so they don't take up a lot of space. But I thought I was doing this on an 18 count, so I didn't know if I'd have enough space. I think this is actually a 20 count, but I have almost an entire little elephant. I could have given myself way more room. So this is the fabric I have. This is like a grab bag from Color and Cotton, and it's kind of a buttery yellow mottled, which I thought looks really pretty. But there we go. That's where I am. So this is what I'm stitching on today, and I'm hoping to finish this little elephant guy tonight. That would be really cool. It would make me happy. So that's the plan for that. I have a PDF of it, but it's not Pattern Keeper compatible, so it's actually kind of a struggle to use it, and I can't count my stitches, so I don't have a stitch count for you, but I've done pretty well, I think. So that's what I've been working on this week. And like I said, I stitched on it every day but one day this week, so I feel really good about that. And hopefully I will finish the elephant, that little elephant, by the end of the day today. Week 3, I mentioned, which starts tomorrow. I will be working on my Hildegard of Bingen's Cosmic Egg. This is what it's going to look like, and this is a thread interpretation or mixed media interpretation of a medieval image in a manuscript by a woman named Hildegard of Bingen. I have information about her if you want to learn more about her up here or up here. I can never remember where it is. Basically, she was a 12th century nun who was also an abbess and did a lot of really cool things. She was a Renaissance woman before the Renaissance. Well, 12th century Renaissance, I suppose, which is a thing, by the way. Anyway, I did a version of this that I then sold to a friend for very cheap. It was for her birthday. And I decided I wanted one for myself, so I'm doing one for myself. So this is where I am. I just had the little middle. And my goal is to get this whole inside done by the end of the week. But before I can finish that, this part here will be painted watercolored blue. So that needs to be done before I finish this section because I obviously don't want to get paint on my stitches. So I'm going to finish this inner circle here, paint this outside, and then finish this here. And I might even be able to do all this other stuff too. We'll see. We'll see. Oh, and then here's my Cosmic Egg needle minder. This is just on a homemade frame. This frame was like cheap canvases that I got at Michael's, and I ripped off the canvas and I just use it as a stitching frame, and it works pretty well, and I haven't had to worry about it too much. So that works really well. This is being stitched on a cotton linen blend called Essex. Oh no, I'm sorry. This is being stitched on linen. And then I have a cotton linen blend called Essex linen on the back that is reinforcing it. So that way it's more stable. For pieces like this, I've discovered that I like 2 layers. And I realized that I didn't mention the fabric that I'm using for my Heaven Earth design. That is a 20 count ivory Aida, stitching it 2/1 full cross. I like it thick. So that is, my AC just kicked on. It's late here in this, I mean, not late here, but it's like getting warm. So I apologize for that. I'm excited. So we'll see how far I get this week on this, but I'm happy to have it out again. I haven't worked on this one in months. I haven't worked on my Lady and the Unicorn in months. So I'm feeling like May has really maybe kickstarted my joy of stitching again. We'll see. So those are, oh, and then I will start this one in week 4. So that's the plan. And that's where I am with my stitching. I do have a life update and a little bit of haul. I'll do my haul first, my stash acquisitions, which some of you might be really interested in. And then I'll give you a little life update, what's been going on with me. And yeah, it'll be fun. So I bought some useful things, some non-useful things, some fun things. First of all, just for fun, I bought 2 more antique weaving loom shuttles. So that's fun. These are for if I ever do spoolery, like craft fairs again with my vintage wooden spool stuff. I have these to decorate with. I'll put them over here. On the more useful side, I bought some snaps and a snap placer mounter pliers. I don't know what they're called. I got these because I have a project bag idea that I haven't seen before that may be, I don't know, revolutionary. Maybe revolutionary, my friends. And I want to make a couple prototypes and see if it actually is. And I need snaps. Then I bought myself a class. So I belong to the Embroiderers Guild of America, and they often have classes that like local chapters, local embroidery guild chapters can, they're group classes, they're group correspondence courses. I don't know why I'm having so much trouble discussing this. They're group correspondence courses. So I, as a member at large, meaning I don't have a local group, in fact, there isn't a local Embroidery Guild of America group in Mississippi that I can find. But every once in a while, they do like a lightning round, like a lightning class, where a group class can turn into an individual class for a limited amount of time. I was so excited about that mixed media piece I did with the birds that I got a embroidery with mixed media correspondence course. Now, the course is due in December, so I'm going to work on it this summer. And essentially, it's teaching you, I'm going to see if there are any good pictures. If I can find it, I'm going to show you the picture that I saw online that made me excited about this, and I'll put that here. If I can't, I'm sorry. So I've just been, I don't know, I've just been really excited about mixed media pieces. I feel like that feels very creative to me. It sort of feeds my artistic spirit to play around with different fabrics and stitching and techniques all at the same time in the same piece. I don't know. It just is really exciting. So I bought this course. I thought that I bought materials too, but all I got was the book. I'll have to look. But I have this book and I will work on it. And there are like templates at the back, different shapes, different scenes. There are sort of pictures throughout. Anyway, so this is something that I'm excited to work on this summer, is this correspondence course. And then I also still have a course that I bought, another course I got that is a little embroidered like fabric covered box. So I want to work on that too, because I want to learn how to make boxes out of, you know, embroidered covered boxes, which seems really fun to me. The final thing I got is much more like traditionally stitchy, Flosstube stitchy purchases. So Jessie from Mislaid Pages has for the past few years had a stitch along in February called Februaviary. And they, this past year, released a Februaviary box, stitchy box with designs in it and full kits in it and all sorts of fun stuff. I didn't get in on the box. I tend to not buy the boxes that are pattern heavy just because I don't stitch enough and I don't want to kind of collect a lot of patterns and things like that. I like the ones that have other accoutrements that I can use in other aspects of my life. But I saw this pattern. It was so good. It's by Michelle G. Bendy Stitchy. It's peacocks. Look at those peacocks. I saw this. Oh, sorry. Jessie released all the extras in their box. So I got this. I told Michelle this as soon as I saw it, but I think that this is the best thing she's designed. I think this is one of the most stunning patterns I've ever seen. I don't know what it is about it. I do love me some peacocks. I love the colors of it. I love how it looks on the fabric. So because I love this particular stitch so much, I essentially got the whole kit. I got a 32 count linen in the colorway Awakening, which is this. So I'll have to decide which part of this I want it on. I do love that sort of the orangier, like this up here and then in the middle bottom there. I do really like that. You can maybe see it better on this side. Yeah, maybe. I love this though. So I got that. And then because I want it to be exactly the same, I got the Dinky Dyes. So this is the Dinky Dye thread pack. They're silks. They're amazing. Look at that. So I'm I'm pretty excited. This is my kind of traditional stitchy purchases, which feels really good because I got to support 2 friends and I'll have that peacock stitch, which is amazing. And I could probably stitch it twice. I didn't actually look to see how big it is, but I don't think it's that big of a stitch. So those are my purchases. I think that's it. Those are my purchases. So today, like I said, I'm going to finish up hopefully that elephant. And then tomorrow I'm going to start on my cosmic egg. That's the plan. So let's talk life update. If you're not interested in what I'm doing in my life, that's fine. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. It was good to hang out with you and sort of talk to you. If you are interested, let's sit back and have a chat. Yeah, the past 4 weeks have been a lot. My semester ended and then I had assessments and whew, it was a whirlwind. It was a whirlwind. The end of the semester was rough. The end of the semester was rough. I have a lot of things that I'm planning for work. I have a lot of things I'm like kind of up in the air for work. There are a lot of things I have to do this summer for work. And then of course I want to do more things with my sort of stitching related stuff. And my husband's graduating with his MFA, so he's kind of exploring new avenues of like working in the community. And I'm also hopefully starting tomorrow going to be on the board of my local arts council. So we just have a lot of things happening in the works. And like I said, I would say, oh, I really have to do film a Flosstube today. And then I just didn't want to. It just was too much. So I decided that it's okay to take some time off, right? I mean, if people don't want to watch me when I come back, then that's fine. So I decided that it was worth it to me to take some time off and just let myself take some time off, you know? I hope that I'll be back next week, but I don't know that I will be. I have a summer class that is starting in about a week and a half that I have to prep for this week. So like, I have a lot going on. There's a lot going on in my life. And I started this channel. I started this whole cross stitch and embroidery thing kind of grew during COVID when there wasn't a lot going on and during lockdown. And now that there's more stuff going on, I just don't have as much time for this stuff. So I'm, placing my time strategically, and also I hope going forward giving myself time to rest as well. Because what tends to happen is that I get super excited, and then I burn myself out, and that doesn't help anybody. And then I don't want to actually do anything, and I just scroll through, social media. So I would like to avoid that and be less productive more often, which I think in the end will be a much better work-life balance. That's the plan. So that is what is happening in my life. I do want to talk about something very random, but I cut my hair. So my hair, I cut my hair in a shaggy bob. I cut my own hair because I just can't find anyone around here who I like cutting my hair, and I always have to fix it anyway. And it's not cheap. And so during the COVID lockdown, I just started cutting my own hair, and I don't love it. Like, I don't think I'm actually very good at it, but I like it just as much as when people around here cut my hair, and it's free. So that is good. But along with that, I'm also trying a new hair wash regimen, and we're going to see how I like it. So my hair is very fine. And it's been falling out. It's been really thinning in the top. And I do wonder if it was the shampoo that I was using. So I bought this stuff called New Wash. It was really expensive. So if it doesn't work, I'm going to try it for a month and see if it works. I haven't gotten it yet. But what I do have, and it's not co-washing, which is like washing with conditioner, but it is gentle washing, right? And it doesn't like lather, and it doesn't strip oils. And my hope is that I can balance my scalp oils, because what ends up happening is that my scalp is really oily, which really weighs down my hair because it's so fine, and the ends are all really dry because they're getting stripped of oils. But anyway, and so I just look like frizzy and oily. And so I have to wash my hair more, or else it looks terrible. So I'm hoping I can break that cycle. Hoping I break that cycle. So what I've been using this week is like a vinegar, an apple cider vinegar wash. Now it's a commercial one that has other things in it like essential oils and stuff. I got it I used to get FabFitFun boxes for about a year. I got it in that, so I'm just using it. And so far, I love it. Like, my hair isn't as fluffy as it used to be when I washed it, but when I used to wash with my old shampoo, before I put conditioner in, it was like a giant rat's nest. Like, it was just all tangled and terrible. And I was losing clumps of hair. Like, clumps of hair would come out. I've lost less hair this week while washing. Like, less hair has fallen out this week while washing in 3 washes, because I don't wash my hair every day, in 3 washes, than in 1 wash before. So I'm hoping that the stuff that I got will kind of do the same thing. And if not, I may try and find this what's it called? Apple cider vinegar wash, or, whatever, and apple cider vinegar rinse, and just use that, because I like how my hair feels. My hair feels soft. It doesn't feel brittle. Now it helps that I cut it, so like my ends are gone, but I don't know. So I'm going for a shaggy bob, and this I didn't blow dry. I blow dried my bangs, but not the rest of my hair. I just want to see, like, just playing around. So my hair may go through. Ooh, got very quiet all of a sudden. My air conditioning just turned off. My hair may go through some situations in the next couple weeks, because apparently it takes a while for your hair to organize itself, like your scalp and stuff to organize itself. So if my hair is like super greasy, or if my hair looks really bad, I'm sorry. I'm trying a new thing to maybe make it last longer, like my hair, so my hair doesn't fall out. That's literally like the thing I'm excited about is this new hair regimen that I'm planning on doing. Oh, what I didn't tell you is that my summer class is on medieval and early modern witchcraft in Europe. So it's kind of how it's called Witchcraft and the European Imagination. I'm so excited. It's a special topics. And the people in the class seem really excited. It's a fully online class, but I'm thrilled. And I'm working on a Patreon post about witchcraft. So if you're interested in learning about witchcraft, you can check out my Patreon, and you can see all sorts of things happening over there that I have been posting, including a poll. Ooh, I just posted a poll I've decided I want to do a stitch along next year, a history themed stitch along. So if you're interested in voicing your opinion on that stitch along, check out you can go to my Patreon. You can join. I think all tiers have the quiz, but I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, I have a bunch of different tiers. If you're interested in just history, if you're interested in stitching, if you're interested in other things, you can find that all in my Patreon. And the final thing I want to say is that for the past month, there has been a fundraiser, an Earth Day fundraiser at the Stitchers Collective. And you can get 31 charts by 31 different designers for a small donation to an approved charity. All the information is on our website, which is linked down below, or our Instagram page, which I posted before. It's the Stitchers Collective. And that is closing. So if you've been on the fence about getting this bundle of patterns for one low price and doing good for the earth, check out the website or our Instagram and, jump on that, because it is closing midnight. I am removing the ability to submit receipts at midnight. And then if you have already received your link to get all the patterns, you'll have a week after that to download them. If you miss out, a lot of the designers are putting them on their websites or their Etsy shops or whatever, and are selling them individually. This is my pattern, which is Earth Proud. And it is a poem by Ralph Waldo Emerson. And that, my friends, is it. I I'm just kind of looking around, make sure I haven't missed anything. I don't think I have. So I will hopefully talk to you next week, but if not, I'll be back at the end of May, definitely, to show you my progress for Medieval May. Hashtag Medieval May. I have not been posting anything, but Medieval May. And Yasmin Made with Love. Medieval. So clever. So clever. So anyway, thanks for joining me. I'll see you, in my next video. Please take good care of yourselves and have a good one. Bye.